Ever feel like certain patterns in your life just keep repeating? Perhaps you struggle with trust, constantly seek approval, or find yourself pushing people away, even when you crave connection. What if I told you that the invisible hand guiding many of your adult reactions and relationship dynamics isn't random, but was actually forged decades ago in your earliest moments of life? It's a mind-bending truth. Your childhood, particularly your very first relationships, created a psychological blueprint for how you experience the world today. This isn't just about mommy issues or blaming your parents. It's a deep dive into the science of how early experiences literally wire your brain and shape your adult personality. Prepare to unlock a hidden force within you. Let's start with a foundational concept: our innate need for connection. From the moment we're born, we're hardwired for relationship. This isn't merely about survival. It's about emotional security, something as vital as food and water. This profound insight was spearheaded by the pioneering work of British psychoanalyst John Bowlby in the 1950s. Bowlby's revolutionary attachment theory demonstrated that the bond formed between a child and their primary caregiver in the first 2 years of life isn't just fleeting. Instead, it creates an internal working model. Think of this as your brain's very first user manual for relationships, a set of unconscious rules about how relationships work and how worthy you are of love. This internal working model is critically important. It's not a memory of specific events, but rather a deeply ingrained expectation. It shapes how you perceive yourself, how you view others, and what you anticipate from romantic partners, friends, and even professional colleagues. This initial blueprint becomes the lens through which you interpret every interaction. For example, if your caregiver was consistently responsive and loving, your internal model likely tells you that you are worthy of love and that others can be trusted. If they were inconsistent or unavailable, your model might suggest you need to fight for attention or protect yourself from inevitable disappointment, impacting every future bond. It's like an operating system installed in your brain before you even learn to speak. This invisible code dictates your default settings for intimacy, conflict, and vulnerability. And here's the kicker: unless consciously updated, this system runs in the background, subtly influencing every relationship you will ever have for your entire life. To truly grasp the power of these early bonds, we must understand that comfort and emotional connection are not luxuries. They are fundamental biological needs. For decades, it was believed that infants attached to caregivers primarily because they provided food. But a controversial, yet groundbreaking, experiment challenged this purely biological view. In 1958, Harry Harlow conducted his now famous and ethically questionable monkey experiments. He separated infant rhesus monkeys from their mothers and offered them 2 surrogate mothers, one made of wire with a feeding bottle and another made of soft cloth without food. The results were startling and deeply profound. Harlow found that the infant primates overwhelmingly chose the soft cloth mother, even when the wire mother provided all their nourishment. They would only briefly visit the wire mother for food before returning to cling to the cloth mother for comfort and security. This proved that emotional comfort, or contact comfort, is a biological need, not just nourishment. The absence of this comfort, coupled with other adverse experiences, can have devastating long-term consequences. This brings us to another monumental study, the Adverse Childhood Experiences, or ACE study. Conducted by Kaiser Permanente and the CDC, this groundbreaking research surveyed over 17,000 adults, forever changing our understanding of childhood trauma. The ACE study uncovered a shocking correlation. Childhood trauma doesn't just impact your mental health, it dramatically impacts your physical health decades later. They found that experiencing childhood trauma significantly increases the risk of heart disease by 200%, depression by 460%, and incredibly, suicide attempts by a staggering 1,220%. Your early environment literally gets under your skin. So, we've established that early relationships create a blueprint and that comfort is crucial. But how does this manifest in specific relationship styles? In the 1970s, Mary Ainsworth, a student of Bowlby's, developed the strange situation experiment, a classic psychological procedure that identified distinct attachment styles in infants. These patterns, incredibly, persist into adulthood. The first is secure attachment. About 60% of people fall into this category. Securely attached individuals tend to have caregivers who are consistently responsive. As adults, you're comfortable with intimacy and independence, trust easily, and manage conflict constructively. You feel worthy of love and believe others are generally reliable. Then there's anxious attachment, roughly 20% of the population. This style often develops when caregivers were inconsistent, sometimes available, sometimes not. As adults, you might crave intense closeness, fear abandonment, and constantly seek reassurance. You can be preoccupied with relationships, often feeling insecure or jealous, needing constant validation. Finally, avoidant attachment accounts for another 20%. This typically stems from caregivers who are consistently unavailable or dismissive of emotional needs. As adults, you might prioritize independence, feel uncomfortable with intimacy, and suppress emotions. You tend to pull away when things get too close, fearing vulnerability or loss of self. Longitudinal studies have repeatedly shown that these attachment styles, identified in infancy, predict relationship satisfaction decades later. They influence our partner choices, how we behave in arguments, and even our overall life satisfaction. This isn't just theory. It's the hidden programming running your most important connections. This might sound heavy, but here's the empowering truth. While your childhood created a blueprint, it doesn't have to be your unchangeable destiny. Understanding these foundational psychological concepts is the first crucial step toward rewriting your story and building healthier relationships. You're not doomed by your past. You're informed by it. The most powerful practical takeaway is self-awareness. Reflect on your own relationship patterns. Do you recognize traits of secure, anxious, or avoidant attachment in yourself? Pay attention to how you react during conflict, how you seek comfort, and how you manage intimacy. Journaling, meditation, and honest self-inquiry can illuminate these patterns. Next, consciously seek out secure relationships. Surrounding yourself with securely attached friends and partners can literally reparent parts of your nervous system. These relationships offer a model of healthy connection, demonstrating consistent care and trust, allowing you to gradually update your internal working model and build new neural pathways. Finally, consider professional help. A therapist specializing in attachment theory or trauma can guide you through understanding and healing your past wounds. Techniques like reparenting yourself, actively giving yourself the comfort and reassurance you might have lacked, can be transformative, helping you move from reactive patterns to intentional, secure connections. It's never too late to heal. Your childhood wasn't just a phase. It was the foundational architecture of your adult self. But with awareness and effort, you have the incredible power to renovate that architecture, building stronger, more fulfilling connections. Understanding these hidden forces isn't just fascinating. It's the key to unlocking true freedom and genuine happiness in your life. Embrace the journey of self-discovery. If you found this exploration into the psychology of childhood and attachment as fascinating as I did, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly psychology insights that will change how you see yourself and the world around you. And tell me in the comments, what attachment style do you think you have, and how has it shown up in your life?